What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing just a short video to answer some questions. I'm always getting the questions on where do I get the best transfers from? What transfer company should I go with? Is this transfer better than this transfer company? There's all types of questions out there. So basically my answer to that is there is no best transfer company. There's different transfer companies that I use. This is my own opinion. This is, not anybody else. So this is what I do to run my t-shirt business from my house and how I go about it and the transfers I use. So I'm going to start off with a very simple one. Is one of the first things I invested into when I was just getting into this. I really didn't know too much about it. Was I invested in a printer to print sublimation. You can do sublimation. That's not ordering from anybody. That's ordering the ink, either getting a sublimation printer or converting a printer. I converted an Epson Workforce 7720 into a sublimation printer with Cosmos ink. This was one of the first ways I started off, was doing sublimation. When I was doing my research in the beginning, I didn't know too much about it. Just like anybody that's coming to this channel to watch videos, I wanted to learn the cheapest way to start doing this stuff. Sublimation was one of the routes I went. It may not be the cheapest way, but it was a way where I can make my own transfers to put on shirts from home. So that is one way that I did it. Another way I started off was another easy way that everybody knows is vinyl. I just went up to, Michael's, Joanne Fabric, any place like that, grabbed a blank shirt. This is going back to when I got my Amazon heat press, and I would get vinyl, and I would cut vinyl on the Cricut that I bought. And I would do this and make my own transfers out of that. One color transfers, or if you buy a vinyl that has, multicolors on it. This is another way that I started making transfers from myself in my own home. I didn't have to order them. I didn't have to contact anybody. So here's a perfect example of vinyl. I showed this one in the video. I made this to test out a size for a business or a college that I had to make their shirts for their one program. I tried it out with vinyl. This is vinyl. From just looking at it on camera, this is just gonna look like, your any type of print, but you can feel it's vinyl. Vinyl has a different feel to it. It's not bad. If you get certain vinyls, they're softer than other ones, but that's a way you could print from home without spending tons of money. Go get a vinyl cutter, heat press, and get yourself some vinyl. And like I said, the sublimation. So that's the two ways that you could start from home without even going through transfer companies. Like here, I'll show you another shirt. I showed this one before. I did the 50-50. This one is sublimated. Did this myself, and I did it with my sublimation printer. I have other ones, but obviously the ones I sell, or they're for customers. Okay, so another one that I went into, one of the ones that I started off with actually is Transfer Express. I started off with them. They have Easy Designer, so you don't have to have a program or anything like that. That is a big one. If you're going to start doing t-shirts and you don't have the program, you don't have Adobe, you don't have Canva, you don't have any of that yet, go to Transfer Express. They have their Easy Designer. You can go on there, you could take their templates, make things on them. That's the way I started doing Plastisol transfers, is I went on their Easy Designer. This is when I'm first starting off. We're talking 2-3 years ago when I was first starting off. And their Easy Designer definitely made it a way easy for me to start learning how to do transfers and what goes into it and different inks and everything like that. So Transfer Express, this is the Transfer Express. I still use them to this day. I still use all these different transfer companies that I'm talking about for their own reasons. And I say this in every video I talk about this stuff. I use them for their own reasons. There's DTF people I go to. I go to them for certain reasons, because they're closer to me, or the turnaround time. Or I keep Transfer Express in the back burner because I want to use, them for something and I can't get it from somewhere else. all these companies are out there. That's what they're there for, to use them to your advantage when you need to get customers' orders out. If I'm getting a customer's order and they need it in a couple days, and I'm going through a transfer company and they're saying it's not going to be there for a week, but another one's telling me we'll have it there in 2 days, that's what I'm going to have to do. And sometimes I have to do that in order to keep a customer. Everybody has their own quality, good quality, but I'm not going to go and give somebody bad quality. But if I can get a transfer that someone needs something quick for whatever they got to go to, their kid's game or whatever, and they just need it, then I'll get it quick. Or like I said, I'll do it in vinyl, or I'll print it out and sublimate it. And that's the way I get around. So let me get into more while I'm talking about the DTF. So the ones that I use is Flash Customs. They're good for this stuff. I put them on koozies. Let's see what else I have from Flash Customs. I believe I showed this one before. That's Flash Customs. They're out in Texas, I believe. Let's see here if I have another bigger one. Here's an older one, one of my business shirts. This is Flash Customs. Front and back. Full color DTF. For me, I'm in Pennsylvania, so it takes a little bit longer to get to me, obviously, out here. So the company I've been going with when I need fast turnaround is a new one I just came on to. I actually talked about them in some videos. Is Ninja Transfers. I don't have any of theirs. I just have their samples right now because I already used theirs for orders. One of my last shorts I did was a Ninja Transfer, but they're only 2 hours away from me. So I need something full color quick, and I need it, turnaround time. They're getting me transfers to my house in a matter of a day or two. That's the turnaround for these. And I could pay for more, but I don't have to because I live so close to them. So that's why I'm using Ninja Transfers for full color. I like their transfers. I'm not going to sell garbage transfers. I personally like their transfers. Other people have different opinions on it. And same thing with Flash Customs. I like their transfers, but for me, it's harder with them because they're farther away from me. So my business choice to do when I have a customer is, if I could wait to do Flash Customs transfers, I'll do them, because shout out to them. They gave me, shout outs. They're a good company. I never had problems with them, and they helped me out. They shouted me out on their channel, so I have mad respect for them. But for certain things, when I need something quick, I have to go with Ninja Transfers. Another one I went through for full color. This isn't DTF. This is through TKO. I showed this one before. And these are all ones I'm just showing that I have left over from customers. They have full color, and they have your regular Plastisol. They're in Florida, and I believe they're in Florida, and their turnaround time's pretty quick. Full color you have the full color, and then you can get just the single color, which I use them for that. I use Transfer Express for single color. Transfer Express is closer to me than TKO. So sometimes I'll switch it up and go with Transfer Express because I need to get something quicker. That's the reason I use these places. Let me see what else I have here. Here's another one at TKO. Full color. They all have, Transfer Express has their DTF line now. Ultra Color Max, I believe it is, and Ultra Color Pro. There's, tons of different ones you could go through. There's a lot more out there. There's one that everybody asked me about. I did a couple videos on Super Color. I don't mind Super Color. My reasoning that I don't use Super Color and I don't put it on the channel is because their prices are way too high for me. It maybe not in the long run when I get bigger with this and I could afford it in a way for me to make money. But as of right now, Super Color transfers, I like them, but they're too much. They're just too expensive. That's my opinion on it. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion on it, but for me, it's just too expensive. And I know they have their gang sheet out. I've used their transfers. I've gotten, transfers from them. I just personally don't put them on here because my channel is for me to be helping people how to do it the cheap way to start off. And Super Color just for me doesn't fit into that. It's nothing against Super Color. I've used their transfers before. I have no problems with them. It's just I started this channel to help people do it the cheap route. So like I said, and there's other companies out there where you can get, this is just to start off. basically these ones that you'll see at the beach, things like that. Pro World. What's the other one? There's another one out there. I forget. Stock Transfers. There's a couple different companies that they already have pre-made transfers. And DTF, Plastisol. I believe the Vinyl Stand even has them, but there's tons and tons of places. I will leave a ton of these places in the description for you guys to go and look through. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not getting any money off that. I'll just leave them. But this is one, when I was starting out trying, that you can go and say, you have whatever swap meets or whatever they are, and you can get a table in that thing. You could take a bunch of these transfers and just start pressing them up for people. Things like that. I tend to just do customer orders that I do out of the house. I don't really go out to do any of this stuff. But if you want to try it that way, go to fairs, go to whatever, and try to make sure you could order already pre-made transfers and bring them with you. So this is just something I wanted to touch on real quick and just explain that there's so many different print methods out there that you could do. You could invest in screen printing. Like I said, the setup I have now, I'm eventually going to get into screen printing too, but I just can't. I don't have the room, and the mess of it, I just don't. It's not, right now I can't do it. Right now it's heat presses and transfers for me. So that's pretty much what I got on this channel. If you need to see screen printing, there's other channels out there that'll tell you about screen printing because they got screen printing. So my channel is based on heat presses and transfers. So that was just a quick video for you guys to explain where I get my transfers from, why I use these transfers. Hopefully that helps somebody out. So if you would, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to keep coming out with some more of this t-shirt content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace.